So if you don't know where you're going, you're gonna get lost getting there. And it's a very simple quote from Alice in Wonderland. But I heard this quote when I was in college. I had a strategy class. And the main point of strategy is to understand where you're going the next 5 years, 10 years, 20 years from now. When we apply this to our day-to-day lives, it's really a series of simple steps we take every day that takes us towards our goal. There are a lot of books around this topic. Some books talk about your subconscious, the power of the universe, and more details of how to build goals and strategies in your life. So I'm gonna simplify it and I'll tell you exactly what I do. Okay, so setting your goals, you really have to go through the most simplest and cliche question. Where do you see yourself 5 years from today? When I was first asked this question, I didn't know how to answer it. Until this day, I still have difficulties understanding where do I see myself five years from now. I probably know what I want to do, and to put it all together, I sat down one day and I just put down a list. And I started from 1 year. So what do I want to achieve this year, right? And I split that into multiple sections. The first one is life. When it comes to life, happiness, friends, health, and things I want to achieve in my day-to-day life, right? And I set a series of goals. And then the next step, I went into career. So where do I see myself in terms of my career and my job 1 year from today? So that goes on sales targets, could be on investments, in my case, mergers and acquisitions, and what kind of deals do I want to do. So career development goes as part of it as well, but I separated it into a separate section called education. So in terms of education, I look at books. How many books do I want to read this year? I look at courses. What kind of courses would really advance my career? In terms of finance, could be CFA. In terms of art, could be an art class. And that really depends on you. And after that, I go into investments. Investments are very important, building wealth. So if you ask any of the people my age, when do you think you're going to buy your first house? Most of us don't really have a plan because, with the housing market and everything being so expensive, we need to build a plan, not just to buy a house, but to build our wealth in the future and not just depend on our retirement by age of 63. Really to invest in stocks, to invest in startups, to invest in land, however and whatever each one of us can. So after doing your 1 year plan, which should really be handy and should be on your phone, in your notes, that's what I really recommend, we go to the 5 year plan. How do I think I'm gonna grow 5 years from today? And with time, maybe 6 months into the process, maybe by changing some goals, tweaking around, we're gonna understand better and better where we can be 5 years from now. But what I recommend is that when you look at 5 years, be a little bit more optimistic. Being realistic is fine, but you really want to build a plan to grow and get your dreams come true. So you can dream a little bit there, and that will really set not just your mindset, your subconscious mind, but everything around you to work to push you towards that goal. Now we come to a very big question. So the first part, 1 year, 5 years, most of us know this, but I really recommend you do it on New Year's and then revise it by the middle of the year if your birthday is in July, such as mine, and make it a ritual. So the next thing is the big question that I learned from reading Principles by Ray Dalio. And what he says is that what's your definite purpose in life? So why do you wake up every morning? Why do you think you exist? And that's a very big question because I know where I want to be 5 years from today, maybe 10 years from today, but knowing why do you exist and figuring that bit out has really two parts. One is you setting why you exist, and two, understanding why you exist. So that goes your surrounding, your place, your country, your family, your job, and comes down to a list of 3 to 5 small paragraphs. And that's your definite purpose in life. It could be to nurture your family, it could be to build wealth, to help the poor, to end climate change, it could be anything you want. And that is something very important to define because your definite purpose in life will drive all your goals, and it takes a bit of time to figure it out. So once you do, I recommend that you go back and really see if your goals match your definite purpose in life. Does your career match your definite purpose in life? And how can you build yourself to become happy?